So, welcome to not really, but the first episode of Showstoppers. I'm your host, Turtle, otherwise known as Troy, and I'm here with my good friend
Cameron Rice. Rice Bubbles, for short.
So you find it's been called Cameron,
Cameron,
Bubbles.
Bubbles,
Alright, Bubbles. Let's go.
Bubbles and Turtle. Sounds good.
So, what we're doing here is the summer 2018 anime season is about to start, and we've each picked 3 shows from the lineup that, for whatever reason, we decided to watch and force on the other person. And we're going to be going through those shows today, telling you a bit about them, our thoughts and expectations from them, and then next week we're actually going to be talking about the first episodes that aired. And we're generally going to be giving our opinion on the episodes, the shows themselves. We might drop some along the way. We encourage you guys to watch them along with us and tell us why we're wrong.
It's going to happen a lot, I imagine.
Probably. I feel like it's a popular opinion to tell people that they're wrong.
We should do an SAO. We'll get a lot of people telling us that we're wrong.
I mean, when it comes out, why not? Right? Let's get that attention on us. So, our first show is Sachiriku no Tenshi, otherwise known as Angels of Death. It's made by JC Staff, based on a game, and JC Staff are most notably known for making Toradora, Food Wars, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, or Danmachi, and Golden Time. So, we've got the poster over there, one of them currently. What are your thoughts so far? Based on the name, the poster with assuming 2 main characters.
Yeah, I mean, going by the English title, and which is pure direct translation, I believe.
Probably. It probably has some leeway to spice things up.
Mixing that kind of cross-referencing that with the image, there's nothing really to tell. It looks like it's going to be the usual. There's a protagonist, and then there's some sort of entity, some supernatural entity that, for whatever reason, is tagging along with them.
Yep.
Think of Bleach, but going by the synopsis, it's nothing like that. So the name itself and the poster doesn't really mean anything.
So speaking of the synopsis, I guess we can just move right into that paragraph.
Yeah.
So the synopsis for Angels of Death. A 13-year-old Rachel awakens to find herself trapped in the basement of an abandoned building. I expect them to whip out names so immediately. Without any memories, so conveniently, or even a clue as to where she could be. She wanders the building, lost and dizzy. In her search, she comes across a man covered in bandages. He introduces himself as Zack, and he wields a Grim Reaper-like sickle, otherwise known as Just a Scythe.
Well,
just a scythe. It's just a scythe.
They wanted to sound educated, alright?
It's just a scythe.
Yeah, we'll go with Scythe.
A strange bond is struck between them, strengthened by strange, crazy promises. These two, trapped in the strange building, don't know why fate has placed them there, but will work together desperately to find a way out.
Which is strange. So I had to learn strange one more time. It's very strange.
Very
apparently.
strange. So based on the synopsis, it feels like a weird, stupid death game.
Yeah. Actually, based on the synopsis, I think they're trying to be too vague whilst also being foreshadowy as to just how dire the situation is for them, including Zack, who's wielding a freaking scythe.
Right.
Presumably one of the angels of death of some context.
So with the name, it is angels plural.
Yes.
So I'm expecting a lot of fights. This show is an action horror psychological thriller. Sorry, adventure horror psychological thriller.
Problem is though, right? From shouldn't get into past experiences of other shows because we don't know too much about this. I know it's based on a game, and I've seen a little bit of the game courtesy of Troy and read a little bit of it.
So for those who are very unfamiliar, the game Angels of Death, it looks like an old RPG maker, a la Corpse Party.
Yeah, that sort of style. Which in itself is very worrying. If it's like Corpse Party, but the anime also follows that kind of path. Yeah.
If the game follows Corpse Party, then it could be an interesting show. If the anime follows Corpse Party, it's going to be a pile of guts and bullshit.
Pretty well. In terms of game being similar to game, good. The anime adaptation being similar to anime adaptation, not so much.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes its own way compared to what happened with Corpse Party.
So, I mean, immediately in this synopsis, there's just a lot of things that just so happen to happen.
Yeah.
So whether or not someone's setting this up, like, okay, her memories, it can be a drug, it could be trauma, it could be a thing that someone actively did, but I'm interested in the strange bond.
I think it's very misleading. I feel that the synopsis is misconstruing certain details.
Yeah.
That's just the feeling I get from it. It just doesn't seem to match up too well. Why would... I'm not going to go into whole questions as to why would blah, 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 but I just get this feeling that it's going to be very misleading. That happens so often with synopsis for shows and such.
There's no like episode. I think there's like 2 trailers out currently.
Yeah.
So that synopsis has to be based on either the game.
Have you seen the trailers?
No, I didn't go that far.
I saw one of them earlier today.
Yeah.
I won't ruin it for you. Go watch it. Go watch it.
I was planning to go into the anime without watching the trailers.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I like trailers. They're also misleading.
That's just it. Just like with a lot of synopsis, it tends to be misleading, and so it's probably best to not watch the trailer in this case. Troy's advice in this case, it's definitely conflicting compared to the synopsis. It actually conflicts with the synopsis, and I'm sure they would tie in together once you actually watch the show, but they seem to tell completely different stories in the short amount of information you get.
The synopsis and the trailer?
Yep.
So very much based on that picture, that very much gives me sort of Fate vibes, right there, that picture. Servant and master, right? And the whole strange bond bullshit. So what I'm expecting from this show is that I'm expecting a sort of Fate-style battle royale, but told very similar to the way Future Diary was. Focusing on like one person or one pair.
Yeah,
and then you have your bad guy of the week.
Could be.
So we have...
I can see that.
Yeah. We do have the other poster here, which shows more.
Indeed. Yes, you can see what looks to be the other, presumably, Angels of Death. But who knows, some of them might be, you're saying, like a master.
Yeah. So the biggest focus of this new poster is the dick back at the back. I presume he's the dude that's behind all of this. I presume he's the big bad that, I don't know, kidnaps 13-year-old girls. We've got Pumpkinhead there. He's probably, I assume he's an Angel of Death. But the girl behind him, I'm assuming, is his connection. And then we've got some doctor dude. He's probably the one that dropped her.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The big bad at the back may not be the one that's actually in control, but rather still the main antagonist as such.
Just sort of the
but
face
not the
of
actual cause of the situation. He'll end up being the main focus for any
So you think
issues.
he's another person in sort of the battle royale?
Potentially, yeah.
Just the other main threat in the battle royale.
The absolute
The
main threat.
the one that knows what's going on, but is still fighting.
May not know, but my point is basically that he's probably the strong opponent, the one that they're gonna have to overcome.
The final guy.
Yeah.
The final guy that meets them halfway through but doesn't kill them.
Pretty well.
Right. And we've got a doctor there, but no extra character.
He looks innocent enough, but I
feel
highly doubt it.
I feel like he's the person that he's the reason she doesn't have memories. I assume he's the one that drugged her. And whether or not he's actually evil, or it's like, oh man, I'm just doing this to not die.
Yeah. But it could always be a big plot twist that we'll never see coming, and it's actually in her benefit.
Maybe
she's the chosen one. You never know.
I mean, she's the protagonist. I wouldn't fucking doubt it. But it does warn me that our protagonist is a 13-year-old girl.
And there's a Grim Reaper sickle wielding guy, also known as Scythe. Yes.
Very very handsome bandaged man with blood in every photo always.
So I just can't get past the fact that with the arrow and the look, he reminds me of what was it, Medusa, whichever one it was from Soul Eater.
Yeah, Medusa.
Yeah.
The one with all the fucking arrows.
I'm just thinking, it looks just like that, like Soul versus cross with Medusa. Off topic.
Putting that idea into my head, he looks like Dr. Stein times Medusa.
Yeah, actually, because he does wield the scythe. Yeah, he wields
the
spirit,
and he has he at times.
It's their child.
Oh god.
This is the sequel to Soul Eater, the proper sequel, not that bloody spin-off.
Weren't they pretty close to hooking up? Like, didn't they have a history together?
It wasn't so much that. It's more that because he's susceptible to being insane and a bit murderous and such, she could sense it and try to provoke him, spur him on.
Yeah.
And so he did go a bit nuts and join sides with her temporarily. Especially with the influence of, can't remember his name. But that's off topic.
Yeah. Alright, well, do you have any final thoughts on this show?
I can't wait to see Pumpkinhead and him in action, really.
Dude, totally, Pumpkinhead's going to be best.
I think he's going to be my favourite character, to be honest.
I think he's going to be... Do you know have you seen Future Diary?
Only snippets.
Have you seen snippets with the blind dude? The one that has 7 versions of him, all in different colours?
Yeah, I didn't know about 7 different versions or anything, but I have seen that he has other versions.
Yeah. I feel like Pumpkin Dude's going to be very similar to him. See, he's blind and crazy. He's just like, I gotta kill them all! Go Power Rangers!
That's exactly me. That's all talking hick like and
Oh dude, he's gonna be a countryman.
Oh.
He's gonna have a southern drawl.
Oh god.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be so beautiful.
I'm excited for Pumpkin Man already. So Angels of Death can be watched legally.
Legally, people.
Legally.
Just remember that.
On Crunchyroll, in Japanese, but with subtitles.
What's because will it actually be available to Australia?
I'm pretty sure this one is confirmed for Australian region.
Beautiful.
And
my best source.
And a simulcast dub on Funimation. So this one will have a dub as we go. I think I'll check. I think I'll try and check out the dub just to see how they do.
I think I'm gonna love the English dub voice for Pumpkin King.
Dude, totally.
I gotta say it. When it comes to really stupid, over-the-top, crazy character voices, I think the English dubs tend to be better.
I mean, I think there's more people in sort of the English voice acting scene that can do the silly voices than there are in Japanese.
It's also that English tends to be more. There's more cultures involved that actually use English.
I mean, we could get someone with a southern drawl in here.
Exactly.
And this airs on Friday, the 6th of July at 9 PM Australian Central Standard Time. So in a couple of days, this airs. A couple of days, we can see this in all of its glory.
Beautiful.
or lack thereof.
Alright.
Alright.
Those are final words for the show?
Final words, I think the show's either going to be really entertaining or a mess.
Honestly, I didn't have high hopes initially,
No.
but talking through it, just this image alone has convinced me it might actually be worth it.
See, we can hype these shows up just by bitching about things. So this was your pick. This was your pick, but it was technically because of me.
Yes.
So I was going through and I was picking mine, and I was choosing between...
He used up his choices.
Yeah, I didn't want to choose both the psychological horrors, so I chose one, and I'm like, but man, I still really want to check out...
We already had to
Angels
cut
of
out
Death.
2 other psychological horrors. I think.
Only one horror.
No, well, there was another one that I chose not to go with in the end. Initially, because it's like,
Yeah.
well, we already had psychological horrors, or maybe not. But I can't remember what it's called. Doesn't matter.
But then, yeah, I said I still really wanted to watch Angels of Death, and like, I'll lock it in. Now we got...
I got you, fam.
We got 2 psychological horrors.
I shouldn't have been able to say that.
Alright, so moving on to our second show, we've got Banana Fish, which is its official name. It's only called that. So Banana Fish is based on a manga, and it's made by Mappa, who is most known for making Punchline, which is a really fairly entertaining, good-looking show. Yuri on Ice, which is every woman's favorite anime, apparently.
Yeah, I love it.
Zenko no Terra, which I've heard good things about, never actually watched.
Mm.
And then Inuyashiki and Kakegurui.
And I'd like to throw out there, also Ushio Totoro. If anyone has seen that, awesome. If not, check it out.
So, Kakegurui, I watched that. It was on Netflix.
I know.
It wasn't a good show, but it was a good-looking show. I'll give it that much. It was a good-looking show. But then on the opposite spectrum, Inuyashiki wasn't a very impressively looking show. It was a good show.
I didn't even give it a full episode, Kakegurui.
No.
I should, because I try to follow the whole 3-episode rule.
Yeah.
But I just quickly got too bored. I'm like, nah, I got too much other stuff to watch. I'll get to it later. It's still on my list.
Yeah. So one of the things I actually rather liked about Kakegurui was the unique gambling games. There were quite a few of them, and it was...
Don't spoil too much for me.
If you get past all the central moaning, it's a good show. It's a decent show. It's alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Just don't watch it.
Sexual moaning.
Just don't watch it around people.
Right, so don't watch it around my kid and my partner. Excellent. Go.
Yep. Well, your partner might like it. I don't know your partner.
My partner cringes at all of those sort of things.
Don't watch around it.
But
So we've got the poster here. It's a really good poster, actually.
I'm assuming the blondie would be Banana Fish without even reading anything into it.
So I actually haven't
Well,
read...
not Banana Fish, but I'm assuming he's the protagonist, the main one.
Yeah.
Not actually Banana Fish.
I mean, I'd like it.
I'm going to
if
call
it
him
was
Banana Fish. He's got yellow hair, he's
if
Banana
the main
Fish.
protagonist and his name's stupid,
No,
call him Banana Fish.
It's Banana and Fish. The other one's Fish.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Blondie's banana.
The derpy looking one's Fish.
So I haven't read the synopsis on this. So I'm going solely based on this.
Okay, I've read it, but
So
go for it.
I've got it written down. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah. Maybe if I-
This looks like
You can see how close you get.
a murder mystery. Like it looks like they're cops, right? This is like Jackie Chan and whoever you did that movie with.
Shanghai Noon and Shanghai
Yeah.
Nights, yeah.
Yeah, this looks like
awesome.
that, but like anime.
You were right, sort of, to begin with, and then you went completely the wrong way.
So it's not comedy.
I mean,
It's murder mystery. Well, I mean, I can look at
there's probably going to be a fair bit of comedy elements to it, but with the whole being them and them
it's
being
called
police,
Banana Fish. Why wouldn't it be a comedy?
them being police is completely the wrong way.
No.
No.
Oh, I mean, I've got the tags here. It's an action-adventure drama shoujo.
I'm sure they'll have comedy in there, and if they don't intend for it, I'm sure it'll still be comedic.
So I mean, it looks serious enough.
I can't take the name seriously, but no.
If this show is 100% fully serious, they need to fire whoever the fuck named it. So you don't name a serious show Banana Fish.
I mean, you can. Just to drop your line.
I mean, so is that their names? Is that what they're called?
No, but that's what I'm calling them from now on.
Otherwise,
I don't know where banana fish comes from.
Okay.
I mean, it might. I haven't.
Otherwise, it'd be like, I don't know, the adventures of Banana and Fish.
I don't know anything about their names, like what it might mean, because obviously, authors and such will try to work in something to do with their character in a name.
Maybe that's not code names. Code name Banana, code name Fish.
It could be actually.
Could be.
It genuinely could be.
Yeah.
Do you want to read the synopsis and find out?
Well, let's jump into this. Thanks for the segue, man. Synopsis. We've got that. I think I have read at least half of this. So, nature made Ash Lynx beautiful.
That's banana.
Yeah, banana. Nurture made him a cold, ruthless killer. Oh, that's right. I think we've got... Is this like a monster setup we've got going on here? One person's trying to catch the other, or... And this should probably continue.
Yeah, just read it and you'll find out their connection.
A runaway brought up as the adopted heir and sex toy of Papa. Dino...
Papa will be on the top left.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
the mustache dude.
There has to be comedy.
Guy.
There has to be comedy to this.
I mean,
Come on.
Dino Golzine. Ash, now at the rebellious age of 17, what time are you alive? Forsakes the kingdom held out by the devil who raided him. A kingdom? Is that a literal kingdom?
No.
Is that the criminal underground
It'll be
kingdom?
a criminal underground kingdom.
But the hideous secret that drove Ash's older brother mad in Vietnam has suddenly fallen into Papa's insatiably ambitious hands. So we've got...
Vietnam, that's where the banana fish comes from.
We've got Nam in here.
I think
now.
banana fish is an actual fish.
Is it?
Probably.
Google. No,
Okay.
I googled banana fish to get this fucking image. Nothing comes up but this.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something.
I'll
you keep reading.
Alright.
You keep reading. I'll quickly look it up.
And it's exactly the wrong time for Eiji Okamura,
Fish.
a pure-hearted young photographer from Japan, to make Ash Lynx's acquaintance.
Ash Lynx. That's a banana.
So we've got Ash Ketchum from Pokemon here, who got adopted.
Ash Ketchum as a sex toy. Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure if you go through enough porn, you'll find it. There's a lot of stuff out there.
It's banana prawns, but... Oh.
It takes me back, all the way back to Forrest Gump.
I can't... Oh, okay. I can't see if there's anything to do with an actual banana fish, but okay.
I know... Maybe the name just doesn't have anything to do with anything. Maybe the author just is bad at naming things like, fuck it, I'm gonna name it Banana Fish. he just looked around him in his apartment, like, what have I got? Got a banana?
There's got to be at least some sort of vague actual connection to it, surely, but we'll find that out when we actually watch it.
So maybe he was writing it, I was like, I don't know what to fucking name this. I really want fish. Whatever it's banana. It's good enough. He just write it down, and then he just made them look like it relate to it.
He was struggling to think of the story, right? It's like, I need some brain food. Banana? Fish. Banana's good. Very good. Fish. Make 3. Banana fish. Banana fish!
Maybe he had banana prawns, but he didn't want to like go that.
Too expensive.
I don't know. Has he made other manga before? Do we know anything about this manga?
I don't know anything.
I don't know. I didn't look that shit up. I didn't care enough.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe just cook some fish, slap some banana on that bitch. Had a good time.
We don't have anything to actually say about the show, do we? It's just, what can you say?
We've got...
He's a sex toy gangster who meets a pure-hearted fish and photographer.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Okay, so
And there's
there's
a
some
brother
sort,
who has
there's some-
flashbacks
There's
from
there's some sort of Nam secret going on here. So I think Banana is dragging Fish along on his adventure to to find out this Nam secret to take down his sex toy daddy, sugar daddy.
What was his name? Papa
Uh,
Dino Gozine.
Yeah, Goldzine. Yeah.
So, given the names,
So out of the 4 additional characters that we got around here, which one do you reckon is his brother from Nam?
it would have to be. Oh, do you reckon it's the black-haired one on the right there in the middle? But no, because he seems to have a different kind of style. More,
But I mean, Banana is adopted, so it does.
but that's just it. Is it his? It was his actual brother, his older brother. So, given that,
Is it blood brother? So maybe it's the other blonde. He looks like he's reader by Nam flashbacks. He's placed very close to the sugar daddy, so I assume he's related. In some sort.
he'd be like the main dickhead, the main arsehole to Banana.
The antagonist.
He's Pineapple. Look at the hair, he's Pineapple. Pineapple and Banana have a rivalry. But Papa says,
So maybe
I can only fit a banana up there. So I'm going for the banana as my sex toy. That's it. That's how it all started.
So maybe the brunette's his brother. He looks like he's in distress. He looks like he has Nam flashbacks.
What's that? Oh, it's just a pole holding up the traffic light behind him. I thought for a moment it was like some sort of sword. I'm thinking that doesn't seem to fit though because they're not in an Asian setting, and their names aren't Asian except for the photographer.
Oh, you thought that streetlight pole?
Yeah, I
was
thought
a
it was meant to be
fucking
some sort of fucking sword. I'm like, the hell? This seems so out of place, but no, it's just one of those. Yeah, we have different kinds of.
We don't know where this is set. They could be in the Yakuza, for all you know.
No, given the names for all the main ones, and that they specifically mentioned that the photographer comes from Japan, he's obviously a foreigner. So
Papa
it's not
Dino Goldzine sounds very American gangstery.
pretty well.
Especially the Papa bit. You come to me.
You come to me on this day.
You come to me on this day.
On my
The
daughter's
day
wedding.
of my son's adoption. You talk to me so disrespectfully.
Pineapple. This is not acceptable.
Is that all we have to say about this?
I can't take this one seriously. I'm sorry. I have mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings about banana and fish.
We're gonna come back next week and it's gonna be like the most serious fucking show we're watching. And we're gonna look so stupid.
Going from one serious one, should we move on to the next one?
Well, we're gonna talk about where you can watch this garbage. You can watch Banana Fish on Amazon Video, on most countries. Australia isn't one of them yet, so we're gonna have a hard time with that one. But
also airs on 6 Friday.
Yes, but this one airs at 1:25 a.m. Australian Central Standard Time. So significantly, technically earlier than the last one.
Just to be clear, I'm sorry. This is one that I picked.
Yeah, this is your pick. This is your fault.
My picks aren't too serious. I'm sorry. There's only one more though, so bear with me. For this season.
And your next pick is directly afterward.
Indeed, it is.
I was setting these up alphabetically. It just so happened that all yours come first.
Are you sure about that? I think, you set me up.
So next, we've got Hataraku Saibo, or Cells at Work for English people. So this one's based on a manga. It's made by David Production. You may know David Production by such shows as Bento
Come on.
and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I need to rip my shirt. Nah.
JoJo's probably the most noticeable thing that they've ever done.
It's the most memed anime ever, I reckon. Easily. It's It's a hot mess, but I love it.
It's just a meme. The entire show is just
It
a
is
meme.
just a meme. It really is. Have you actually watched it?
I think I've either watched part 1 completely or halfway through part 1. Because I was watching on Crunchyroll and part 1 and part 2 is just merged into one big blob. So I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, fair enough. How many JoJo's have you seen? That's the big question.
I think second. I think the first one died.
Okay, so you've seen...
So I think I'm on to the second JoJo. Which I assume would be part 2.
So you're into battle tendency then?
I think so.
Yep.
So
Excellent.
I should probably bring up Sons of Work. So that's our original poster. So this shows us a lot actually.
So yeah,
This is a very attractive poster.
I do like the artistic style.
It is very good style of art.
I don't imagine that the actual show will be all that close to this art style.
While I was looking for this poster, I did see screenshots of what I assumed to be promotional videos,
Okay.
and they looked very close to this.
Excellent.
They were very attractive.
That's wow. Okay, cool.
So I'm looking forward to very much to the aesthetics at the very least of the show. It is a comedy shonen.
Yes, indeed.
So I don't have a very good history with comedy anime.
Yeah.
Every season or two, there's one big comedy show that everyone doesn't shut up about, right? And I'll always watch it because I like to be happy. I like to be in on the jokes, and I've always disliked them.
So
It started predominantly with Sakamoto Deska, if you've ever seen it.
what was it?
Sakamoto Deska.
Yeah.
It's about this dude called Sakamoto. He's in school. He's like the coolest dude around. And it's just wacky hijinks.
He's meant to be the. That's the wait. Is that the one where he's basically flawless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flawless boy.
Yeah. But
People try to fuck him up, but he just...
and they slowly start to kind of almost worship him,
Yeah.
and he helps them out a fair bit
So
towards the end.
when I started watching that show, it was alright. It got a chuckle out of me every now and then, but it continued to do the same things,
It just drags on. It's like,
and it got boring.
okay, we get it. He's flawless no matter what they do.
Yeah, it got boring, so I stopped watching it like episode 4 or 5. But I saw so many people harp on about that, and then just I think it was like 2 seasons ago now, including this one, Pop Team Epic. Have you seen Pop Team Epic?
Yes.
Do you like Pop Team Epic?
I kind of do and I don't. Like, it's very much like you were saying with Sakamoto. It drags on and some of the jokes get rehashed way too quickly. The general voices can wear on me, but I also...
Don't worry.
I also
They have
laugh
2
at it.
sets of voice actors
Yes, I'm well aware. I am well aware.
for each language.
But the only problem is, it's not as funny with the second lot of voice actors. You need the actual proper, the first lot. The really deep voices.
For me, it was funny to begin with. I actively disliked every minute of that show, except for, I think it was episode 8, when they did that whole skit with, what's the name of the...
Don't ask me about names. I very quickly forget names.
Do you know the skit with the whole paper thing? With the rock guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
That is the one skit I enjoyed.
Wow.
It was so well done. It looked so good. It actually got a chuckle out of me. That's the only skit in that entire series, and I think I've seen 9 or 10 episodes of that garbage, that made me actively not dislike watching it.
I am partially offended, but I cannot refute it. That's the problem.
And then, when it's over, it starts again.
I would just like to say, I think my tastes are far more refined from yours. I like shows like Cheese New Address, cutest fucking thing ever. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's hot garbage, but it's so beautifully hilarious, even if it gets itself wrong so many effing times. It makes me cry every time. Seriously, Araki? Really? Yeah, my takes are refined. They're diverse. You're just too hard-assed. Anyways, back to
So we might as well move into the synopsis of this show.
Still at work, in case you've forgotten what we're talking about.
Yeah. But back to our regularly scheduled programming. Cells at Work. This story is about you. You specifically, Cameron.
About me indeed.
You and your garbage body. You garbage chased anime.
Yes, and in fact, you'll find that I am the cause of all the issues in my body. And that's the story.
A tale about the inside of your body. About you. Specifically, the inside of you.
That's what's inside
The most garbage part about you. According to a new study, the human body consists of approximately 37 trillion cells. These cells are hard at work every day to make sure you don't flop over. Just dead.
Mine work extra hard.
I think you've got like 80 trillion in there. I think you've got a bunch of corpses just lying around in your body.
Alright.
From the oxygen carrying red blood cells to the bacteria fighting white blood cells, get to know the unsung heroes and the drama that unfolds inside of you. The oddly relatable and interesting story is about the life of cells.
That synopsis is
Not perfect cell, just cells.
But I have a lot of corpses in me though.
A lot of dead cells. Many dead cells.
Yes.
I can see them now.
Need to get some androids in me then, don't I?
Yeah, you just need to pump some nanobots in there.
Because bitch,
Get that shit working efficiently.
I drink people.
So,
unfortunately, that synopsis doesn't give us the names, and I don't remember the name of.
we've got names: red blood cell and white blood cell.
So red blood cell is something or other Chan. I'm pretty sure. It's something to do with red blood cells. Is
Red cell Chan, yes, yeah.
So we got Red Chan, White Kun, and I don't even know what
We
those
got the blue twins down there hugging White Kun's legs.
So they must be like must be antibiotics or something extra. Surely they aren't meant to be natural cells because they work with the White Kun there.
Yeah, we've got Black Kun in the background. He's just doing something.
He looks like he's security guard or something.
Yeah.
Or a bouncer.
Yeah. Bouncer of your colon. So, what I'm expecting from this show is I'm expecting to get learnt. I'm expecting I'm expecting some hard facts to come out of this show.
Get learnt or get learned?
Get learnt.
Get learned with this.
So you take my 900 IQ, just pump that up to 910. Every episode, pump it up.
I'm already smarter because straight off the bat, I see that Red Chan is holding a package.
That's
got
oxygen
oxygen
right
in
there.
it.
There's oxygen right there.
I now know that she delivers the oxygen. I now know that red blood cells deliver oxygen.
And I know white blood cells fight off bacteria. That's why he's got a. That's why he's
He's
got a
got a
knife.
freaking knife. Oh my god!
He's got a knife.
I didn't actually notice that at first.
I did notice that while I was
what
getting
the
that picture,
hell?
and that's why I was looking at these tags. I'm like, comedy shonen, eh? Dude's got a knife. I expect some sick looking action scenes with him just fighting off some random bacteria monsters.
I reckon that's a virus that he's about to fight, not a bacteria. There is a difference.
There is a difference. We do see a splash of random color and breaking of floor.
Actually, is it? Because like, sorry, I won't get into biology. We'll leave that to the show. I've forgotten almost everything I've ever learned about biology.
I learned fuck all. I
Well, there you
spent
go.
enough time in regular high school to learn that garbage.
It's all the better for you. You're like, you can actually go into like,
Yeah.
oh, so that's how it works.
So
Cool.
every episode will be like, so this is what I learned from Cells at Work.
You can go to some random uni and be like, sup, you in the biology class? Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I know all about the blood cells and...
I watched an anime, I'm automatically smarter than you.
Okay, good. We life, yeah.
So we've got someone flying in the air. We've got a whole crowd of people. I don't know if they're important, but we've got one, I assume, woman, just flying in the air or falling, or flying or falling. Something's happening with her. What do you think happened with her? Do you reckon she's about to die? Do you reckon she's important?
No, I think she's.
Do you reckon those are big titties?
I'm thinking she's some sort of hormone.
Mm.
Yeah. Or at least a cell that might produce hormones or something. Just shut up. Anyone who knows about biology, shut up, don't correct me, please. I already feel stupid.
And those of you who
I'm
don't
learning.
know about biology, feel free to Google it and yell at us.
So the ones that actually are learned aren't allowed to criticize. The ones who are stupid like us are.
No, they have to shut their faces. You have to go through effort to yell at us. What? Okay, so people can Google the shit, then yell at us, and if they're wrong, the people who actually know about it can yell at them.
Yes.
Yeah, we're got a circle of hate going on over here.
Think you could just Google search and know more than me? Fuck you.
Just make sure to wave your master's
I paid
degree.
$1,000 and spent years of my life learning this. Oh, but I'm pretty sure you can learn most of this in just high school. That's gonna be the sad thing.
So we've got a second post though.
It's gonna be fun.
Doesn't tell us much. Shows us that there's multiple
Red blood cells.
Red
Red Chans and Red Twins.
and Black Coons and
Red Sama.
the Blue Twins.
I want to know what the green is. Because I've seen green in the other picture, and there's green there, and a couple other greens there.
Oh.
They seem a bit more higher up, in a sense.
I couldn't tell you. I know Jack. Oh, we've got a couple of those dress girls in there. The white dress girls.
Holy shit, they got Team Rocket in it.
Really?
Yeah, the black ones, the Team Rocket.
Oh shit.
They're gonna steal all the blood cells.
A blood cells Pokemon?
They are now.
Oh shit.
You got the fire types, the normal types, the
Water types.
you don't really have much
Grass
there.
types. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, hang on, look at that yellow thing. That's gotta be.
It's dying. It's bacteria.
Yeah. I have seen an image a long time ago, one of those educational posters about tetanus and whatnot, and they're like 3 things that the body was fighting off, and one of them was a yellow slimy thing like that. It's got to do with getting cut on metal.
So do you reckon? So you reckon the colors in this other one, the red fucking whatever the fuck that is, you reckon that's virus? So they're like
the one in front where the ground's breaking, and it's
Yeah.
clearly a bad guy because White Coon is like ready to
kick them up. The
Slash and dash.
girl twin Chan is scared. Clearly, shit's going down. So
Don't hurt my White Coon. I thought they were a baseball team at first. Like, take this, virus! Hua!
So yeah, I agree. I reckon that's a virus. I reckon that's going to be like a serious virus, like smallpox or something.
Something that's bad for you.
Yeah.
We know that much.
And then you can't get much from that.
No, but it looks pretty.
Yeah,
It looks damn pretty.
Good piece of art. So, Cells at Work can be watched on Crunchyroll.
Excellent.
I don't believe it's. I can't remember if this one is confirmed for the Australian region, but it is going to be on Crunchyroll. It's confirming its regions currently.
Fair enough.
And this one airs.
I will find a way.
This one airs on Sunday, the 8th of July, at 12:30 a.m. Australian Central Standard Time. So, midnight Sunday.
Cool.
And this is also your pick.
Yes, and that was the final pick.
I reckon this one's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I got high hopes for it, and even if it's not anything super exciting or brings you to tears, I feel it'll just be one of those sort of ones where when you just want to chill
It's
out.
just pleasant to watch.
Yeah, just to feel kind of good about yourself and go, thank you, Cells. I love you.
Doing good. Thanks for keeping me alive. So, next up is Jashin-chan Dropkick, or Dropkick on My Devil.
This is gonna be one of the best. Right now, before we get into anything else, straight up, this is my top pick. It's one that I'm gonna love the most out of all 6 of them. I can guarantee it.
So we've got a poster there. So this is based on a web manga. So, and it's made by Nomad. So Nomad's a small company. They haven't made much. The most notable form of making camphor, if you've ever heard of it.
Camphor, yes.
You've heard of it?
I think I might have actually seen some.
I'm pretty sure I watched about half of it before I gave up.
I got shit memory, so I forget most everything if I haven't.
It's about a
Keep
main character who he turns into a girl to fight.
That's so many though, so that doesn't help.
That's all I remember about it.
Any other themes like not magical girl or
No, just go.
Just go.
Just go. Just turns into shit.
Camp.
I don't remember anything else about it.
Fuck. I know of it, and I know 100%. I'm 90% sure I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah, post.
Yeah, please do. For everyone else who might want to know that, I guess we'll help you out, so you don't have to do the Google searching. Yep, blue head.
Yeah, blue hair girl.
Yeah, okay.
Big titties.
I immediately gave up on this one.
I can't remember if I ever finished this show. For the love of God, I cannot remember. I think I watched half of it, or I could have watched everything, including spin-offs.
I struggle so much. If it doesn't catch my interest in like 5-10 minutes, I very quickly go, I'll get to it later.
I either watched everything the show has to offer, including crappy spin-offs and OVAs, or I watched 6 episodes of data. Couldn't tell you which one. It was one of those two.
Can't be in between. Has to be those two.
Maybe I just watched the main series and didn't continue on. Maybe that's it. Anyway, back to
Jashin-chan.
Back to drop kicking on devils. So this is a comedy seinen supernatural.
Mm.
So what do you think of this beautiful piece of art we've got in front of us?
We got a Lolita, which you can't.
Gothic Lolita.
Gothic Lolita, traditional Lolita, yeah, proper. Straight off the bat, you can just see that she has an eye patch as well. So
yeah,
she's one of those sorts.
So she's hitting on every fetish. She's even got a tiny little hat.
Long twin tails.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Can't wait.
But whenever she's not hitting on every single fetish, or whichever ones she doesn't hit on, we go Jashin-chan for. I can guarantee it. So, you know, she's going to be like just from her almost blank expression plus the eye patch. You know, she's going to be fairly serious without being aggro.
She's going to be like monotone, I reckon.
Not monotone as per se, but very much. You
don't think she's going to be emotionless?
Not overly expressive.
I don't think she's going to be just serious.
When you say monotone, I think more of Yuki Nagato from Hurry Suzumiya. She's monotone. She's just...
Yeah. So you think she's more serious than monotone?
Yeah, she avoids any strong emotions, but I feel she'll still have the kind of... meant to have that kind of natural beauty, elite kind of demeanor about her, so she'll still portray herself in a strong way, the way that supposed to draw people in, sort of thing. Monotone is too boring and tends to be too distant that people don't care.
Yep. So what do you think about Jashin-chan?
Jashin-chan going in for the karate chop, or is she going for a tail whip? I can't tell.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both?
Just whip her on one end, do a flip, and bring down the chop.
That's exactly what she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Axe tail kick thing. Yeah.
So she's got bows in her head. We can see the bows in her head.
We got one Lolita.
She's also a lolly, by the looks of it.
Yeah, we got one Lolita, and then we got an even further lolly character.
So we've got a gothic Lolita, and then a lolly.
Yeah, the very stereotypical anime lolly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say she's going to be tsundere,
but very angry.
Angry. So I think it's just Sun, isn't it? Because I'm sure it's Sun when they're basic, because that's where it comes from. Tsundere, Sun and dere. She's just going to be constantly
angry,
fucking
screaming,
angry and aggro and hyper. She might have some moments where she's happy, like the classic lolly eating a parfait in that stupid freaking
sweet things.
nom
The
face.
fucking little.
Oh, that's
little,
going around way
one
too.
thing.
That's going around way. No, I was thinking more the. Oh yeah, that actually. It'll be the one fang thing. It'll be the one fang thing. Thank God, because I hate that awoo face. It's going around way too much of like. Yeah, she's gonna be that. You can already see that she's meant to have the two fangs. She's literally got two fangs.
Yep. We're halfway there.
Hell, we have another image.
Yeah.
Or do you want to analyze this one a bit more?
We should talk. We should go through the synopsis first.
Yeah.
So Jashin-chan Dropkick is a violent slapstick comedy about a delusional gothic leader, Yuuna, who summons a demon girl with the tail of a cobra, Jashin-chan. They'll have to live together until Yuuna finds a way to send Jashin-chan back to hell, or until Jashin-chan kills Yuuna.
I think there's specifically cobra for tail thing. It's just. How exactly does it read? Sorry, so I don't have to bring it up about the cobra tail part.
So demon girl with the tail of a cobra.
Tail of a cobra.
So it's not a cobra. It's not a cobra
end
as
with
a
a cobra.
tail. It's the tail of. It's the back end of a cobra.
It's specifically a cobra's tail, and how the hell are you supposed to know that unless it says it?
I mean, you wouldn't know it's a cobra's tail. You would think it's a snake tail.
Yeah.
It's reptilian.
So it's specifically cobra.
She very specifically does not have legs.
But it's very specifically a cobra tail. That's key to the story.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. She's gonna be based on something.
She's gonna have hoods coming out and spitting.
Spit venom. So we've got this one. It's not the best quality we've got here, but we can still look at
chainsaw lollipop right there.
So
sorry, lollipop chainsaw.
Yeah. So this is what I saw when I was initially going through them, and it immediately caught my attention. I saw a gothic Lolita with a fucking chainsaw. Like,
we were both scrolling down. We both got to it. We were both like, yes.
Then I read the bio and like a violent slapstick comedy about a delusional gothic Lolita, plus chainsaw, plus demon. I'm in. You've got my attention.
She almost looks happy there, Jashin-chan, but in that angry, psychotic. I'm not actually happy, but
yeah,
I love it.
So if we look at this minute, we've got other characters here. We've got something with horns and something with wings here. So are we gonna go through many different?
Does she have
things?
a cow aesthetic clothing and a bell? The one with horns? I think she does.
Yeah, I think she's.
Okay, so is she just some sort of freak, or is she meant to be another demon? I reckon she might be a friend of Jashin.
Fucking judge her.
They're really going for every finish, but in a supposedly safe way by the looks of it. I reckon, by the way she's reaching out, she's going to be Jashin's friend and trying to stop her and bring her back to hell.
But if she's Jashin's friend, I mean, she's from hell.
Yeah.
So why would you want to stop her? Why is she against the murder of some random fucking...
It's not like the hell we know.
I mean, it could be that.
It could be that she just happens to be some, like...
Maybe they're not
sure...
Maybe they're not supposed to kill people that summon them.
Yeah, I'm sure, basically... what's her name? The delusional Lolita again?
Yuuna.
Yuuna. Yeah, I reckon Yuuna she's supposedly delusional, so she probably effed up somewhere along the lines, an invocation, or just somehow offended Jashin, and Jashin is the sort who just doesn't let go of grudges, and then when she's already committed somewhat, she would feel too embarrassed to accept that she's gone too far or that she's wrong. And then from there, the friend has to come in and try to help stop it with no effect.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they're not allowed to kill people that summon them. Maybe there's a contract binding them to not do that.
I don't think it's going to go that far. I think it's just that everyone realizes that Jashin is a dickhead. A really dumb lolly.
I mean, we've got an angel up there, so I assume.
Oh no!
I assume we're gonna get help from some angels. Like, hey, this is demon.
No, that's a fair point.
You got a demon in your home. Can you not? And I think the angel's got to tag along just to make sure that maybe Jashin-chan doesn't kill people. Maybe try and help get the demon back in hell.
With no effect. None of them going to have any effect on that. They're not going to help in any way.
We got an Egyptian-looking woman. What do you think that could be? What do you think?
Hard to tell. Like, is it someone who is resurrected somehow, or are they meant to be possibly an Egyptian god personified?
And you know what this could be? This could be while Yuuna is trying to figure out how to send Jashin-chan back, she accidentally summons more bullshit.
That's exactly what it is. She summons more bullshit.
And one of them's like an ancient fucking Egyptian emperor. What looks to be like a vampire, an angel.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Gothic Lolita, delusional. She went into a bookstore being Gothic Lolita. She thought she was just looking at a really interesting fantasy.
Just an edgy
but
fantasy.
It wasn't. It was an edgy fantasy spell book to summon every fetish possible. That's exactly.
Summon fetishes.
But she didn't realize. She thought it was a legit story.
She just happened to be reading it out loud. And...
Yeah.
Maybe she's delusional and like maybe magic doesn't actually exist in this world technically, because she bought a spell book. She's just like, fuck, magic exists. I'm gonna show you these awesome and summon a demon.
Yeah, it's all more or less in her mind. That could be.
Or it could all be fake and it's in her mind. That could be it.
Oh, what were you going for?
I was going for like, so she believes in magic, but no one else does. Like kind of like real world stuff where very few people believe in magic. So she could have gone out and bought a spell book. It's like, magic's totally real. I'm gonna summon a demon. Show everyone. Magic's real. Then she summons a demon. Demon's crazy. Tries to kill her. I don't want this demon anymore.
No.
How do I get rid of it? And then
Tim, where's the back button?
Show it on to see.
I think Control Delete would be more appropriate. And Task. Come on, God.
Control Z.
It's a book. Hello, you delusional Gothic. I'm actually interested more about the two vague characters there. I can't really tell too much about them. There's the one with the really creepy shadowing over their eyes, really wide-eyed. A rival Gothic.
The tiny one.
Yeah, a rival Gothic by the looks of it.
I mean, it could be it. So I think the one in all black is going to be some sort of vampire.
Yeah, it could be.
So
white hair, possibly red eyes. Can't really tell on this image, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's too small of an image to really get that much detail. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm actually really excited for this one.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one has unfortunately been snapped up by Amazon into its grips of death, where good shows go to die. It hasn't been confirmed for Amazon AU yet, but it is confirmed for many different countries of Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to move overseas, aren't
Get a VPN, man.
I could do that too.
This airs on the 10th of July on Tuesday at 1:35 a.m.
Okay.
It's my pick. It's a good pick. I look forward to this pick.
You just beat me to it though. It's bullshit. You get all the words.
I mean, we can turn this into a competition.
Yeah.
How many people beat?
I mean, either way, we're all watching the same shows, so
we're all pawning off our garbage under other people.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the worst possible thing I can imagine next time round.
I mean, I got one of these.
I'm gonna subject everyone to the worst thing possible.
Alright, so next up, we've got Tenrou, Citrus, the Jaeger. So this
Citrus? Don't you mean Sirius?
Yes, Sirius. Sirius the Jaeger. So this is made by PA Works, and this is PA Works original. So PA Works are most known for making Angel Beats, Another, and Charlotte. Or I don't know how to pronounce that.
Who?
Charlotte, I think.
How could you get it? Oh yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah. So I am most notably excited about PA Works because Angel Beats and Another are great shows. And Angel Beats is a PA Works original.
That was a really nice one.
Angel Beats is a great fucking show.
Yeah.
So that's the poster we're looking at here. That's the original poster.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of information from this one. So this is a action, historical, horror, supernatural, and vampire. Which, if you ask me, the tag vampire is very unnecessary.
Must have been a custom one that someone threw on.
It was on both websites.
Right. Alright. You want to go first?
So, I'm a big fan of sort of horror psychological stuff. So I'm fairly looking forward to this one, especially since it's a PA work show. I'm expecting it to look good and be good.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this show.
I get the feeling that it's not just going to be... See, I like to... I feel that certain shows need to be differentiated when they say psychological horror. There needs to be some other way of breaking it down.
This one technically isn't a psychological one.
Oh, it wasn't?
It's just a horror.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Action horror.
I was going to say, if that was...
Yeah. It's a supernatural action horror with vampires and history.
Vampires and werewolves and leprechauns, maybe?
Yep. Yeah. Do you reckon if you cut one open, like a charm will spill out everywhere? Do you reckon they'll answer that question?
Oh. I've never tried, but... I'll get out my knife.
These are questions that need to be answered, and I'm hoping PA Works will answer them. So let's move on to the synopsis of this. This is where the juicy things happen.
Yeah, because I'm like... I can't tell if that... Is that werewolf or something?
Oh yeah, it's a werewolf.
It's werewolf.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Can't tell if that's meant to be... Is that the main bad guy, or is it just some random...
So let's have a look at the synopsis here.
Yeah.
So the series takes place in the imperial capital of 1930. A group of people known as Jaegers landed on Tokyo Station. They carry musical instrument cases that came to hunt vampires. A man named Yuli stood among them with a striking serenity and an unusual aura.
Straight away, it's one down the bottom there, isn't it? Guaranteed.
Probably. Known as a werewolf who had his home village destroyed by vampires, he and the Jaegers engage in battle against the mysterious holy Ark known as the Ark of Sirius. What truth awaits them?
That's interesting. So, from that, I gather that the one down the bottom there...
Yep, is Yuli.
And as is... I'm presuming that's meant to be him in werewolf form and...
Fighting... so, he's either fighting blue-white head dude with the actual sickle, or that's just another vampire hunter.
Yeah, and they just happen to really poorly make it look like they're kind of almost going towards each other.
Yes.
But either way, if it is one of the vampires or an antagonist, it might actually turn out to be more of a anti-hero rather than antagonist. Someone that
maybe a vampire that doesn't like other vampires.
Not even necessarily that. It might not even be a vampire. It could just be someone who starts off.
It could just be a dude
getting in the way or working with the cult of Sirius. The Ark of Sirius. And he would end up joining sides or working almost alongside.
Maybe he found like a really, really troubling truth that made him not like the Jaegers.
Either way, I really like what I'm seeing so far. It's just I can't tell enough from that, which is good.
So we do have another
I'll
poster.
have no expectations.
We can pull up this other
no.
poster. So we've got this. And we've got a very, very Alucard looking motherfucker up there.
Hang on, could you swap back to the other picture?
Yep.
That's him. It's his two forms. That's actually him wielding a weapon and him in his werewolf form by the looks of it. Or he's killing... No, that's a vampire. That's just a really fucked up looking vampire.
That's just a vampire? Or is that...
It looks like he's going after the vampire. That's... If you go to the next image, right?
Yeah.
He's right up front center with what I presume are the good guys in the bluish lighting. That would be the Jaegers.
So
and you can also see what looks to be
a
case down the bottom.
This dude.
Yeah. So that is him. It's the same hair.
Yeah.
If you go back to the first image down the bottom, it was him. Well, you don't have to, don't you? But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's pretty cool then.
Yeah.
We would say,
So do you reckon that is Dracula? Up in the corner. Do you reckon this is Dracula?
At least their version of Dracula. Lord of the
Dracula.
Vampires.
Yeah. First vampire?
Or even Sirius.
Maybe.
I'm serious about this. Nah, sorry.
I seriously think this is going to be a good show. I trust PA Works. I think they'll make this a good show.
Yeah.
I
think it's
a very
much
good looking show. So,
Not just good looking, but good content.
Yeah. So
Very good
I need to pull up my list again. Because when I was doing this last night, getting all the information, there was no official ways to actually watch this listed. So let me check if they've actually released a way we can watch this. No, they haven't. So I think this releases. So this airs on Thursday, the 12th of July, at 11:30 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time.
So I'm not too familiar with the site. So I'm assuming when you say official sources, that would be streaming services, as opposed to. It would obviously be airing in Japanese stations and such, and potentially other stations in other.
Yeah. So either they haven't found any, or none have officially been announced.
Yep.
So I'll keep doing some digging until it releases, and if we have to replace it, we'll replace it. I'll go get the other horror that I was looking at.
Yeah.
But this, I do want to watch this show. It does look like a good show, fairly entertaining show.
See, this may be the best of the six, but I've got high hopes for both this and Jashin.
As do I. So now going down to our final pick.
Indeed.
Which is our designated garbage.
Yep, we got to have at least one.
Really
like a legit garbage, not one that may or may not be, but one that's definitely.
But something that's actually gonna be garbage. So we've got this for us. It's very tiny image. I'm sorry. I couldn't find anything but manga images.
The tags tell you everything you need to know about the.
So this is called Yuragi-sou no Yuuna-san, or in English, it's Yuuna and the Haunted Hot Springs.
Hot Springs, right there.
Springs.
It's not just going to be an episode with Hot Springs. No. It's going to be a season of Hot Springs.
Yep.
That's.
Do we still have a beach episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, yes.
So this is based on a manga, and it's made by Zebek. So they're most notable for making To Love Ru and Love Hina. And Clockwork Planet.
But I haven't watched Clockwork Planet, but I have seen...
It was disappointing.
Okay, never mind. I was hoping it would be good.
It looks good. It's disappointing.
Okay. I'll probably still check it out anyways, but...
I mean, form your own opinion. It was disappointing to me.
Yeah. Well,
but...
You have shit taste.
But most noticeably, To Love Ru. They've made To Love Ru.
Everyone must have at least heard of that, or at least Love Hina. Even if you didn't want to hear about them, you probably would have had it forced upon you somehow.
Yep. So this is a comedy, ecchi, harem, romance, shonen, supernatural show.
Yeah, like I said, all the tags tell you everything you need to know about what kind of content to expect. Far more than any other show. Just the whole ecchi and harem and romance.
You know the saying, Jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh, yeah.
Be garbage all these except ecchi.
Why do people why do companies keep churning these things out? Why do authors keep churning these things out?
People buy them.
Because even if people do give it bad reviews, everyone's tempted to check it out. Even more so.
Even if people like watch it and pick one waifu, a lot of people are just gonna buy like statues of them.
You know, we're gonna actually.
And it funds it. It funds the show.
You know, we're gonna end up helping its viewing purely because if you talk shit about it, at least it's getting talked about.
Yeah, the
if
saying.
we just let it be, no one would have known about it. Moving on.
The saying, no publicity is bad publicity.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the synopsis. And this one's got the longest synopsis out of everything.
Which is ridiculous because you don't need to know that much about it. You really don't.
So, Fuyuzora Kuragashi has the ability to see supernatural and has been possessed by ghosts since he was a kid. This has caused a lot of trouble in his life, but now he has learnt to fight back against the evil spirits. Unfortunately, he's now also very poor, homeless and hoping for a happier, more normal high school life. In his search for housing, he's introduced to a very cheap boarding house called Yuragari Manor, which was formerly a popular hot springs inn. Very conveniently. It's so cheap because the house is haunted by a spirit of a high school student whose corpse was found there. Kuragashi doesn't think this is going to be a problem for him.
Okay, yep, go on.
And the rest of the house's tenants appear to be sexy women. While relaxing in the hot springs, though, he finds there is an issue with his ghost banishing plan. Yuragi Manor's ghost is a 16-year-old girl named Yuuna, who lives in his room, very conveniently. Kuragashi has no desire to hunt a ghost girl, and instead he ends up agreeing to help her to figure out her unfinished business. That way she can move on into the afterlife before turning evil and falling into hell. Once it is clear that he is fine with Yuuna, the other tenants reveal their supernatural secrets. His life in Yuragi Manor is going to be far from ordinary.
And all the other tenants have their unrequited love unappreciated.
Well, you better believe it. So, we don't get much from this one, so let's just move on to this one. So we can see a lot of the girls here. So we can so in the other one that I've seen, so this one was the other main one.
Yeah.
It's cut off a bit because it's garbage. But in the main one, you couldn't really tell that the main character was a ghost.
Unless, of course, you realise that she's wearing really ancient clothing compared to the others and has that stupid bloody white triangle thing on her head. But that's if you actually pick it up.
Yeah. But in this one, you see the little...
The wisps.
Yeah, the little semen squiggle.
Ethereal body.
That pops off of her head. So
and even out of her clothing.
Yeah, I mean, she's hugging the main character now, so we've got that going on.
Making them all awkward.
Yeah, so we get to see quite a bit with these two images. So what do you think of the show? What do you think's gonna happen? How you feeling?
It's going to be the usual shtick. It's going to play out almost exactly the same as every other comedy, ecchi, harem, romance, whatever, supernatural, shonen supernatural, sorry. We're watching it for the sake of watching it.
So how many episodes do you reckon we're going to get till we just tap out?
I think... See, it's hard because we know it's going to be hot garbage. And if we go by the 3-episode rule thing...
So yeah, we're going to give each show at least 3 episodes to try to get good before we start booting them. And then after the third episode for the shows, we can start voting on whether or not we want to stop watching this garbage.
Problem is, we chose this on purpose knowing it's garbage, so I don't think it's fair to give up on 3 episodes. Why even bother watching it then?
I mean, it could be worse garbage than we expected.
Yeah, if by 3 episodes it's somehow far worse than expected, sure. I feel like we're going to be obligated to watch it a little further in. It's not going to be any worse than anything else out there.
I think we're going to make it episode 6 or 7 till we finally just give up.
Yeah.
So, based on these 2 images, I'm going to go to this next one. So, have you chosen best girl yet?
Cat girl.
Cat girl?
Although drunken big boobs.
So I was going towards the drunkard. I feel like she gets me on an intellectual level here. But also, depending on the personality of Purple Head Girl, she may also be best girl.
Nah, she's going to be the really...
Stuck up.
Tsundere. She's going to be tsundere. She's going to be all like, no, I don't like you, don't care about you, I'm going to try to keep my secret, but I actually really like you. And eventually warm up.
If she is a tsundere, she's immediately worst girl.
Yep.
Right next to the child.
It sometimes works, but unfortunately, especially when they're meant to be a more mature one, it's just go the fuck up sort of thing. Then they don't have any excuse to be childish at that stage, and it just kind of breaks the whole feeling for the character to me.
So if we go to the next one, so we get an almost full body shot of both Cat Girl, Samurai Girl,
Like that.
and Drunkard.
Look at that. It would put Solid Snake to shame, that ass.
She does look really young though.
No, Solid Snake is pretty damn good.
She looks dangerously young.
They all are. You do realise that, right?
Drunkard Girl. Clearly.
No.
Clearly
Well,
legal.
she might be the one that runs it, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so best girl.
But you can never tell, though.
Look, if she's drinking, she's legal.
There have been plenty of characters who are underage that drink when they shouldn't. In fact, it could be her secret.
She's underage. Do you know what the legal drinking age in Japan is? I'm gonna Google this.
It's probably 21, 22. I imagine it's closer to America's drinking age than Australia. Which is 13, by the way.
Yeah, we can drink real young.
We all drink VB at 13.
Fucking toughens you up. Gets you
right
ready for life.
It's a rite of passage.
Legal
Get a taste for the bad stuff first.
drinking age Japan. 20. It's 20.
Okay.
Slightly younger than America.
Doesn't
Slightly
make
older
much of a
than
difference, but...
So yeah, she's got to be at least 20 to drink. Hopefully.
I mean, either
That's my
way,
theory.
you probably shouldn't be fantasizing over her.
I mean, the rest of...
You're like, oh, do it all.
So, what are my other options here? We got a dead girl.
No, you don't fantasize over any of them. Look,
And then we've got high school students.
do the only thing that would probably be semi-appropriate nowadays. Go for the main dude.
Good. I mean, he doesn't look as generic as he could, right?
That just looks so messed up, though.
He's got emotions. Or lack thereof.
Oh no, she's hugging me.
Oh no, intimacy, my worst nightmare.
It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be incredibly awkward, this. Just... I'm gonna struggle to get through more than 3 episodes.
So,
I'm giving up viewing time for so many other decent shows and the usual crap that I watch.
to
All
admit
this.
what you watch is crap.
Hey?
So you admit what you watch is crap.
Like Shippuden? Yeah.
So yeah, crap.
Although I've finished that, sorry, Boruto, Next Generation. No, sorry, Son of Naruto, Next Generation.
So this show can be watched on Crunchyroll. It's very simple. No one gives a stuff. It's Crunchyroll. And it airs on Sunday the 15th of July at midnight. So Saturday, Sunday.
One confusing thing is, so
Yes.
it's a boarding house.
Yep.
The others are students. She was a student that died there, but
Yep.
before it was a boarding house, it was an inn.
Popular inn.
And she looks like she was from around the time there was meant to be an inn, and potentially the reason why it closed down. So it's going to be interesting to see why a student was there and died. Most certainly.
You
And
really
why
think you really think they're going to explain that?
No, that's just it. It's going to piss me off. Especially because it's going to be... They opened a boarding house where a student died?
That's why it's cheap. Little bit of death.
No, I think it's because, not just that, they're all supernatural, even the owner is,
Yeah.
and she's a drunkard.
I mean,
she must be the
you say that, but I think the owner is the little one in an apron. I think that's the owner, and I think she's
No,
like 45.
she's the responsible one who takes care of things, and she might be super old compared to what she looks like, and that's meant to be the gag, but the owner's the drunk twit who basically has to leave everything to the little one.
I mean, it could be that. It could be that she's so always drunk that she just piles all her work onto that one.
Yeah, and she just
Child
benefits
labour.
from the money. Yep. Free labour, I imagine too. Like,
Well, she's probably doing it for free housing. I expect she's doing chores for housing.
that, or she was summoned and is...
Ooh, maybe that's the secret.
Yeah. She's a, she'll be a caster class servant. Yeah. Not gonna go there. Alright.
Well, that's everything that we're watching this season.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's an interesting season.
It's a lineup.
It's a lineup. It's definitely a lineup.
4 good ones, then there's this, and another one that I still not sure about, but yeah, I feel we'll get through all of them except for this one.
I mean, everything has the potential to be good.
Yeah.
It could be good. It could be good. It's very unlikely, but it could be.
Always the optimistic.
Well, you got it. When you're watching garbage, you gotta be optimistic. You gotta walk in there with some popcorn.
Oh yeah. Alright,
pop a can, pop a stiffy. Then weed through the garbage.
Alright, I'm gonna send my family out, and just be like, get my popcorn, get my cyanide pills. Let's do this.
Let's get it done. Well, so I hope you all, first of all, enjoy this and watch along with us, so we don't just ramble about shows to you. I will leave links. I'll leave links to the pages that you can get basic information on these, but I think I'll save the links for watching them until episode 1. This is technically episode 0. Yep. So when we're actually watching them, I'll probably leave links. I'll get timestamps up, so you can just skip to whatever show you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Any last words?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
Just be repeating ourselves at this stage.
All right. Well, have a good day, everyone.
Yep. No time.
I don't fucking know.
We said it out.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？おは匠でギゼブ。
Say